Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm starting a series that I have literally been waiting, I think 2 years to start. Because I've been so lazy with starting a YouTube channel, it's only just come around. Anyways, this series is called Chai&Chill. It's going to be a series of Q&A videos where I have me, my family and my friends come and sit and answer you guys' questions while having a cuppa. I've been asking you guys to interact with my Instagram polls for you to ask any questions that you want me to answer in this video. So make sure you follow my Instagram for the upcoming polls, because anytime I do a Q&A Chai&Chill video, I'm going to be using my Instagram for the question. So I've got my piping hot cup of tea. I hope you guys have grabbed yours. If you haven't, pause the video right now, go get yourself a cup of tea and come and sit back down. Let's get into it. First question is, how did you and the girls meet? By girls, I assume that you mean Shamsa, Rumsha and Shahan. To be completely honest, all the girls had each other on social media for a while and we were all mutuals with each other. I actually met Shahan first and the girls later. So Shahan actually came to my first ever sisterhood iftar event in 2023. I met her there for the first time and we kicked it off so bad and we've just been inseparable ever since. The way I met the Derby girls was actually, I had another event that same year by the end of the year and I decided to invite everybody that I know on socials to come. Actually ended up being a huge group of girls. There was, I think, like 10 plus of us all together who actually came together and met for the first time at my event. Then after the event, the girls actually booked a big fat Airbnb and a lot of us ended up staying together and just having a big fat sleepover because quite a few of the girls went from London. I'm so glad to say that like I brought everyone together. It was such an achievement for me. After that, it was a very natural thing. So Shamsa and Rumsha worked alongside Shahan with Maya. Those guys had their own relationship and I had my own relationship with Shahan. Naturally, us lot just ended up being like, yeah, I choose you. And by the way, guys, like if you think, oh, we just cut out all the rest of the girls, absolutely not. Like I still talk to all those other girls and we're all still very close, but everyone's just in their own life, you know. Some people naturally draw more towards others, you know. Some like to keep it at a distant friendship and that's cool, that's life, that's adulthood. Like I've been talking so much already, I'm just going to move on to the next question. Would you live with your in-laws after marriage? It's such a sticky question for me because honestly, I'm such a family-orientated person. However, I feel like if my future husband has a brother, I wouldn't be able to live in that house with their brother because I cover my hair, I wouldn't be as comfortable. I can't take off my hijab, I have to cover my head everywhere I go in the house, do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I wouldn't mind doing that for a year just because I do feel like it's important to live with your in-laws to understand everyone's dynamic, and that's how you really get to know someone and a family at the end of the day. Then again, at the same time, I feel like it's very, very important for a couple to have their own space. Something else that I always remind myself of is the fact that I low-key expect my future sister-in-law, like my brother, my older brother's wife, to come and live in this house with my father and my mother. I say that because I know my family dynamic and I know how chill it is, especially my parents are just so in their own world. You guys do your own thing, we're parents, we're in our own world. Family at the end of the day, but they give you your independence, they don't really bother too much with you. I feel like I would have to trial it to know if it's for me, depending on obviously who my husband is and who his family is, what they're like. Right now I could say that I won't and then I end up living with my in-laws, or I could say that I will live with my in-laws and then I end up hating it and I wouldn't. I don't know, I guess I'm just not completely against it. Like I'm not a, oh my god, I'll never live with my in-laws. I'm not that kind of girl. I have to say there was a lot of questions about marriage. Guys, I'm 21, leave me alone. Would you go off socials when you get married? More than likely, yes, I probably would, because I'm very private. If you guys have noticed, I don't post my family or a lot of my personal family day-to-day life at all. I do think there's a lot of evil eye and a lot of nazar on the internet. I wouldn't even want my husband going near social media, let alone me being on social media while I'm married. People are so nosy and people are so inner. I'd already be scared about some of my own mutuals, not because of malicious intentions, just because of nazar. But again, I say that and maybe I could end up being on socials and I just don't post my personal life. Only valid excuse for being online is the fact that it's a job. And when I get married, my husband is 110% going to provide for me in every sort of way. I wouldn't really want to work, and if I do want to work, it would be something else. What's your opinion on British born Pakistanis? Oh, I am British born Pakistani, so we lit. What's your favorite thing to do in your spare time? I feel like I really don't have that much spare time. Because I work off of my phone, if I'm on my phone, I'm very, very rarely scrolling or doing something out of my schedule. Although I don't have a day-to-day routine, something that's quite repetitive, I have the same sort of activities I switch in and out of every day. What were the first main steps you did to start your business? If you guys didn't already know, I have my own business called Amber Collections. Every single item is handmade in Pakistan. We've got clothes and jewelry. First main steps I did were I had clothing designs, I had jewelry designs, I had to find a supplier. I didn't actually end up going to get a supplier. I ended up using my personal tailor in Pakistan. He's actually the person who makes every single one of my clothing items by hand. Find your packaging supplier, create a mood board on what the vision is, go on company's house, get it registered. I think starting businesses is a very natural process. You definitely do learn as you go. I struggled a lot starting a business on my own. I had no idea. Alhamdulillah, we're here now. Next question is, what's your top tier makeup recommendations? Okay, I'll give you my top 5. Hourglass concealer, it's worth the splurge. I'm out of it right now. I actually lost mine, but I need to get some new ones. The Huda Easy Bake powder, of course, the loose powder. My favorite shade is Pound Cake. Cupcake is also nice, but I feel like Pound Cake just hits so different. I'm pretty sure this is discontinued, but you can find it some places online. The Revolution foundation stick in the shade F14. That is the best contouring stick you will ever find. Rest in peace to mine. I actually have no idea where she is. I'm in between 2 mascaras, but I'll tell you guys both. One of them is the Tarte tubing mascara, the purple bottle. Chef's Kiss, the best tubing mascara ever. The other mascara is also the Huda Beauty One Coat Wow. Oh, I'll give you 2 more. Charlotte Tilbury blush sticks. I'm not a blush gal, but those. Last product is the e.l.f. brow gel, like that little, put a picture here. This stuff, she's too good. Next question is, what uni did I go to? What subjects did I do? How did I manage work and university together? And am I still in university? So let me tell you guys my university story, start to finish. I'm gonna go through it really quickly, otherwise I'm gonna waffle for ages. After my A-levels, I took a gap year and I travelled. And after my gap year, I ended up going to university for 1 year at Bristol. Best year ever. I lived out. I started PAXOC. I lived with my cousin. Good stuff, but it made me hella broke because I decided to be bougie and get a studio. Bad mistake because I also wasn't working or doing social media full time then. I was studying international business relations, which is something that I really wanted to complete, honestly. What happened was, at the end of that year, I decided I was going to come back to London because everyone who I knew at university was older than me and graduating, including my cousin who was doing her masters, so she was only going to be there for a year regardless. I put in a transfer to Royal Holloway where all of my best friends go. I thought, yeah, this is perfect and it's local, close to home, right next to Heathrow. I got my first year results, everything was fine. I was ready to transfer and just move straight into the university. Then it touched September and it was time for enrollment, but I was like, why have I not heard from this university at all? What's going on? Even though I knew I was already in because my grades and everything had been cleared. Long story short, that transfer process was just so hell for me with that university. It just went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and no one was helping me trying to figure out where my case has gone. They basically lost my application, my transfer entirely. I'm showing them emails like, mate, hello, like I'm enrolled, what's going on? They've basically told me, no, you haven't got a place anymore, we've lost your whole application. I was like, fuck this. It was getting to the start of the year. I was like, oh my god, I can't just drop out after a year. I need to go back to university somehow, somewhere. I ended up having to do it. It's called clearing. And where did I end up going from clearing? Kingston University. I have no issue with Kingston University, and a lot of my friends even go there. The problem was that I was on the freaking campus 200 miles away. I ended up being on Kingston Hill campus, the campus that no one goes to. None of my friends were at. Cool, so I ended up starting again, but I was so depressed because I didn't know anyone there. I'm not very social. I can't really interact with people. I can't make new friends that quickly. I was just having such a terrible time, and I was honestly going into so much depression that I was like, I can't do this, and I just left. In my heart, wallahi, I really wanted my degree. I wanted to finish that degree. I had no intention of leaving university and doing content or working or whatever it is. I really did want to finish it. It was just very unfortunate circumstances for me. Who knows, but I guess that's just what was written for me. Alhamdulillah, regardless, I'm doing well. On to how did I balance work with university. Because my course was so coursework based, I could do it whenever. I just have set days where I was getting only schoolwork done. I'm actually really sad thinking about it because wallahi, I really wanted a degree like to my name, and I should have finished university. But the next question is, do you reckon girls with sisters are different to girls with brothers? Of course, but this is a well-known fact. Of course they would be. Girls who have brothers are a lot tougher on the outside but require a lot more emotional regulation from people around them. And I say this firsthand because I only have one older brother. Girls with sisters don't really have that because girls are so emotional that they'll be emotional with each other. One thing that I have noticed about girls with sisters is that they don't really value their girl friendships as much as girls who don't have sisters. It doesn't apply to everyone who just has sisters, because literally one of my best friends, Aisha, she only has sisters and one very young brother. She's not how I'm about to explain the story. I used to have this friend who has sisters, and her sisters were everything to her, like ride or die, which fair enough, because if I had a sister, like they'd be my ride or die too. But when me and this friend got into a disagreement, it felt very much like she was not considering my feelings as much as she should. Kind of just expected me to like brush things over or like get over it, and which isn't how I work. I guess she's used to that with her sisters because they probably fight a lot and things like this happen a lot. But yeah, from her I was getting this energy that, oh, I don't really care if I lose you because I've got my sisters at the end of the day. That friendship ended real quick. But yeah guys, of course they're different. I wouldn't say one is better than the other, no. What was your dream job before social media? When I was very, very young, talking 4 years old to about secondary school, I wanted to be a fashion designer. Alhamdulillah, I do feel as though I'm sly on that path because of my own brand. When I was in secondary school, I wanted to be a pilot.
My plan is that I will be pilot and I'll help everyone. Pilot.
Yeah, he's a pilot, great!
And wallahi, I'm not even joking about that. I actually wanted to be a pilot. I wanted to be a pilot for the Pakistani Air Force. I'm not even joking, when I was in year 10 and 11, I said to everyone, as soon as I turned 16, I'm leaving the UK, I'm going to Pakistan and I'm going to the Air Force and I'm going to be a fighter pilot. Boy, did that dream get destroyed because my family did not let me do that. Only because I had to give up my British nationality to go to the Pakistan Air Force, of course. My parents did not come to the UK for no reason. But yeah, here we are now. What are your future goals? To be a successful, independent Muslim entrepreneur. I want to open a school in Pakistan. I want to open a charity. Of course, I want to be a mother and a wife. Those are my top 5. You guys don't know, I actually am Miss Ali. I was working in school with kids because I wanted experience teaching. Because of that long-term dream of opening a school, I want to be able to teach in a school. So alhamdulillah, I am studying Islamic studies right now and I would love to teach that further. I'd love to be married as a wife, and that's what I do in my spare time. I teach kids what I've learned in my Islamic studies. Inshallah, those are my goals. Also very pushed towards opening my own school and teaching there because alhamdulillah, if you guys don't know, I'm a Salam Kola ambassador. I'm working very closely with Sister Aikaz, who is the owner and the founder of Salam Kola. She's actually used the profits from Salam Kola to open a school in Egypt for Palestinian kids. Alhamdulillah, we got to go visit that school. Pushed me so much more towards my own personal goals. Mashallah, she's such an inspiration to me. And 10% of the profits from my brand Umber collections do actually go to Pakistan for charity. I would actually love to take that initiative and turn it into a charity or turn it into a school. Anyways, my dry has finished and so have my questions. I hope you guys enjoyed my first Q&A session. I hope you guys got to know me a little bit better. Make sure you guys like, comment and subscribe. Follow my social medias because I'm very active on my Instagram, my TikTok and my Snapchat. Let me know in the comments what videos you guys want to see. I'm very new to this. I'm trying my best here. Thanks for watching. Love you. Bye.